You're the fattest baby pug.
It doesn't seem like she eats, like it's overeating.
It's going to be a fug. Fat pug.
Fug.
It's the Scott and Allie Not For Air podcast. The rules are gone. The tie is loosened. The shirt is untucked. Hell, the shirt is taken off. Here's Scott and Allie.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, is this our pre-Thanksgiving podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It'll come out 2 days before Thanksgiving. Yes.
Well, we better make this son of a bitch count because I think a lot of people are going to listen to us on the drive.
I think so too. Yes. Especially because if you have needed to catch up, well, then we've got all that for you too. I'm going to just adjust that there. I was looking over because your new dog is in the studio.
Yes.
And she's rolling around in my coat.
Well, that fits because Junior rolls around in my Buffalo Bills blanket that somehow got donated to your dog.
I think, well, you wouldn't take it home, so I adopted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Why didn't you take it home?
Because Junior was already laying in it, and I didn't want to just rip it out from underneath him.
No, you had weeks and weeks and weeks to take it home. Now, we got to show the dog because the dog is so cute.
Where is she?
She is over underneath my coat rolling around.
Do you want me to get her or do you want to get her?
Oh, I can get her.
Oh, okay. Now, for those of you that are watching on YouTube and Spotify, you can watch too, right?
Yes.
Yes. Allie just yelled us a yes. You're about to meet Ginger, the 8-week-old pug.
I think her name fits her so well. Oh, look how cute she is.
Now,
she's giving me kisses.
If you're around Lydia, my 4-year-old, it's Ginger Heart Sparkle.
Oh, Ginger Heart Sparkle. You're so cute. Ginger Heart Sparkle. You know, I was never a pug person, but dang it, this pug is really cute.
Yeah.
And
She's
you
got
said-
a personality too. And I'm amazed at this. In 8 weeks, now she doesn't know where the door is to go out yet. She hasn't quite figured out the connection, like I need to go to this door.
Yeah.
But I know the signs of, that. And I'm diligent about anytime she eats or if she wakes up from a nap or it's been a while, she goes outside and she's been doing very, very well with the potty training. Actually, before I brought her back so that we could do the podcast, a poop and a pee outside. I'm like, perfect.
And you said that she's been going through the night and no accidents,
Yep.
and she's already sleeping in bed with you guys? We don't even do that with Fritz. Fritz cannot be trusted.
So here's what happened with that. So I mentioned this on the show, and I'll mention it again here. So Gavin is 9.5, and I have seen something happen here that I never saw it in my own life until now. Mm-hmm. The expression "a boy." Ow! And a boy, she's like,
sorry. She likes my fingernails, and so she was kind of chewing on them, and then just got a little too.
Well, who doesn't like fingernail booger, right?
Oh, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
So I've never experienced this firsthand. I've just heard the expression, but I mentioned this on the show. The expression "a boy and his dog."
Yes.
Well, I think 9.5 was the age. Now, she came into our life very unexpected. A friend of ours, and again, I have to bring in some things that happened on the show to kind of explain this. Allie and I had a story locally, 4 months ago, about a missing emu.
Wow, has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been a little bit. Well, it turns out I knew the woman that owned the emu, and I didn't even know it.
Of course you did.
Of course. She works at my gas station, and she's a great lady, and she does a ton of rescuing. She's got pigs, she's got emus, she's got dogs, she's got cats. Actually, the day that I got Ginger, she went and adopted 2 more cats that very same day. So she's got a big heart, a lot of land, able to do this. And I
love how she has a lot of land. And I mean, she works for a gas station. It's like, well, I wasn't expecting that.
Could have been a family thing, I'm not sure. Maybe handed down or whatever.
I don't need to speculate. That's not even nice of me.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. If I was going to go buy a lot of land, I'd have to have a different job than that.
And that's what I was just thinking was we just got a house and I definitely couldn't even buy 2 acres.
Yeah. And you got a second lot, still not a lot of land.
No, exactly. That's why I'm like, this is so surprising.
Well, at any rate.
Yes.
She had known I was looking for a pug for a long time. The feelers have been out there, but it's been really, really passive looking. Like I have not actively been out there pursuing it, except she turned me on to a pug that was in Houston, Mia, who we talked about on the show. So I did the application last week for Mia, who was 1 year old, fawn pug, just like you're rocking the pug like a baby.
I am, and I think she's going to fall asleep. She's
She
like,
might.
She was in like the little crook of my neck. So keep going, fawn pug.
She
yes.
might fall asleep. Listen, there's nothing like pug naps, which
I
I'm coming back
know.
around to that. So at any rate, I filled out the application for Mia because I guess they have a connection to the Rochester animal. I'm going to say animal shelter, whatever they call it up there. So they could have transported Mia up. Well, I did that on the day before Veterans Day, which was honored on a Friday. So I did that on Thursday.
The 9th.
Didn't hear anything that Thursday. Obviously didn't hear anything on Veterans Day or Saturday. And Saturday, I get a call from Katie, who's the gas station lady / emu mom, and emu mom.
Landowner,
And
farmer Katie.
You know it, a rescuer of creatures great and small.
Yes.
And she texts me, she goes, I think you need to come down to the gas station. We have something you need to see. Now, that's the first time in my life I've ever been summoned to a gas station.
And you went.
We have something you need to see. Well, my curiosity's peaked at this
Right.
point. Like, what do I need to see? The pumps fell over. You know, some crazy person drove off with the hose still attached to their car. I'm like,
I would at least need a little bit more than there's something you need to see, but whatever.
well,
Yeah, keep going.
You know, the kids weren't home that day. So I go, well, I just got out of the shower. So let me get dressed and I'll be down in 15 minutes. So I go down. Now she's standing on the other side of her SUV. So when I pull in, I'm on the other side of that. Didn't see Ginger. So I get out of the car and I walk over and she turns around and she goes, I know you've been looking for a little girl pug, a fawn one, for a long time. And she hands me Ginger and she goes, this is for you. And I'm like, what? I mean,
Oh yeah, did you pay anything for this dog?
not yet. I'm gonna actually do a bit of a donation to her because of what she does
that's
for
the way to go.
for the animals, you know. So yes, it'll be a little bit of a monetary thing, but it's not like I went to a breeder or anything. So the only thing that I basically got out of the story, now I'm going to connect with her again. The only thing I got out of the story was that she drove to Baltimore the night before to get her. So this is the kind of person that Katie is. I mean, she saw Ginger, who was not named Ginger at the time, pop up, and she immediately contacted the lady. The lady got back to her and she goes, I'm getting in the car now from West Elmira, New York to Baltimore. And apparently it's not the first time she's done stuff like this for people or for rescues. And
Sounds like she's got a good name.
she's
in that community, you know,
she's wonderful
If somebody
with it.
was just like, "Yep, got some pugs, just come get them."
Well, that's the thing. I don't quite know if she was a 100% rescue, like something may have happened where the breeder was like, I have to get rid of the pugs now, like, you know, something. I don't know what.
Right.
I'll get more of that story if I can.
But I'm just saying, she's so connected that people are like, "Yep, come get these pugs."
Yeah, that's
In a
what it
matter
was.
of a day.
And then she went and got her, and the rest is history. Now,
See, you don't even need kids when you got a puppy like this. Look
well,
at this.
Fortunately, I have kids and a puppy. So, so now
I'm saying for me, I don't even need
Oh,
kids.
for you. Yeah, this is great. So now we come back to the start of the story where I was saying a boy and his dog. And I think 9.5 is the age. I did not walk in. Now, mind you, the kids had not seen her yet. They didn't know this was, I didn't know this was happening. 2 hours after I get Ginger, I pick up the kids and I said, I have 2 surprises for you at the house. And they're like, what? And I'm like, well, that's why they're surprises, kids. We got to go to the house. So we get home. First surprise, because they walk in, they're not expecting to see a dog in a crate, you know? So,
Right.
So the dog's in the living room in a crate, and they walk into the living room and they see I moved the TV off this cathedral level of a ceiling where you had to constantly look up to watch. We talked about that before. Allie, you've been to the house many times. You'd leave with a neck crick before, you know, the end of the Super Bowl.
I can't believe you left it up there so long. I
don't
hated
know.
it so much.
I don't know why I didn't do this 8 years ago. I found one of those.
Oh my gosh, you've been living with a neck crick for 8 years?
Yeah, well, I really 10, but I don't want to mention her. So at any rate,
Wah, wah.
I have this like soffit kind of thing that goes the perimeter of this room that has these cathedral ceilings. So over the fireplace, I was able to get a mount that drops it down. So it's now hanging above the fireplace. So they saw that first, and Gavin's like, oh, whoa, cool. And I go, well, turn around. And he turns around. Him and Lydia lost it. Like they were like, oh my God. Because, and again, the tininess, is she asleep, by the way?
I think so.
Oh my God. So, well, there you go. So, at any rate, they turn around, of course, run right to the crate, and the love fest begins. And this is where now Ginger Heart Sparkle, according to Lydia. Well, she loves Lydia, but Lydia's 4. So Lydia just wants to clap and jump up and down in front of her and thinks that, magical things are going to happen.
Right.
Gavin has really, and I never said, this is your dog, you have to be responsible, this and that. I was not going to do that because I'm like, no, this just kind of happened. We'll collectively do this together.
Yeah.
And anyway, Gavin has picked up taking her out a bunch of times, being concerned where she is, making sure she's okay, like really just getting very involved and doing a lot of taking out, not like once or twice.
Nurturing.
Oh, very much so.
I think it's good too that she's the size that she is. So that also gives him that, I think if it was a bigger dog, I think he would still like it, but you really do get over nurturing, I think, when they're this small.
Well, his grandparents have, there's 2 large dogs that live there. Well, one of the dogs is Lucy, who you know.
Oh, yeah, my girl.
And who's, getting quite old now. And then there's a German Shepherd. And with all respect to German Shepherds, the one they have is an idiot. And, and even
it's like people, they're not all smart. They're not all great.
Right. So, to have this happen and to have, Ginger want to pay a lot of attention to Gavin as well and vice versa, it's a bond that I'm watching really, really form very quickly. And then the question came up.
What?
Well, can she sleep with us and this and that? So I will tell you, Saturday night, she spent the night in the crate. Sunday night, she spent in the crate. We get to Monday night. And
Daddy caves.
Well, she had just gone out before I laid her to lay with Gavin while I was putting Lydia down, because the process goes, excuse me, I just finished lunch.
I can tell.
It might come out on the microphone. So the way the process works is I try to get Lydia down by like 7:30 because, being 4, she needs as much sleep as she can, right?
We're on the same sleep schedule.
Oh, you guys don't even make it through Jeopardy together.
No, I'm usually asleep on the couch by 7:30.
Perfect. So I what I do is I'll let Gavin hang out on his iPad or watch Skippity Toilet on YouTube.
Yes.
Whatever the kids watch nowadays. So I'm in reading a book to Lydia. Well, Ginger had just taken a pee outside, so I'm like, all right, I'll chance her hanging out in the bed with Gavin for a little bit.
Okay.
So I get Lydia down and I come back. Ginger's out, hard as a carp, just sleeping like you wouldn't believe, right?
Hard as a carp.
So I look at Gavin. I go, do you want to try it tonight? And he goes, yeah, of course he goes, yeah, I do. So I'm like, okay. Let's just hope. And I tried to prepare him. I said, you're going to have to turn around and show this face. I have to see if she's sleeping. Hold on a second. Where's my glasses? Just spin around for a second.
Hold on.
Allie's trying to turn around. If you're watching on YouTube, you will completely
I don't know if you can.
Oh, she's out. She's out. I can see it. She's totally out.
She's in the crook of my neck. So I don't
she's
know.
totally out. You've knocked the baby out.
Yes.
Thank you for breastfeeding before you did that. So at any rate,
anything I can do for the cause.
Sure. So at any rate, I'm explaining to Gavin, I go, now listen, we've never done this. I don't know that she's not going to wake up, try to get you up or be moving around. You may not know. She might pee. I don't know, but we're not going to know unless we try. And he's like, okay. I just wanted to make sure he knew. Well, my alarm goes off every morning at 4 a.m. And my thought is I got to go right to the bedroom, get her out, no matter what the situation is, because I don't know if she's jumped off the bed. I don't know if she's still there. So I go in and she had fallen asleep right next to Gavin up by the pillows.
Yes.
And that's where I left it. So I come in and I'm looking, and of course it's dark and I've got my flashlight on my phone, but I'm half covering it, so I don't wake the whole room up. So I'm looking, I'm like, where the hell's the dog?
Oh, no.
And I'm like, where is this? So I start feeling around underneath the blanket on the other side of the bed, like, where did she burrow under the comforter?
Yeah.
So at this point, Gavin now is kind of waking up, and I go, I don't know where Ginger is. And we whipped the blanket all the way down. She had burrowed all the way to the end of the bed.
Aww.
But she was asleep still. No pee. So we I
You got
quickly,
so lucky.
Oh, right. So I got her up. She immediately went outside and went to the bathroom. And I'm like, okay, this is good. Came in, ate. Gavin would not go to bed at that point. I'm like, dude, you are going to die. You have been up since 4:15 this morning. He just would not go back to sleep. But I'm like, all right, whatever. There's excitement and all that. The day ended fine. So
Did he go to bed early that night?
yeah, pretty early. That was
Okay.
now into Tuesday night, so Tuesday night. So now we're at Tuesday night,
Yeah.
and he had gymnastics and all that. So
Oh, he must have been really tired.
oh, he was. So he wants to do it again. And I'm like, okay, not a problem. That night, absolutely no issue. But I did tell him, I said, we're going to have to not tell your sister this is happening because she's going to want it in her bed, and she's really sleeps like a rock, and I wouldn't want to, that would be the situation where she'd pee or something like that, right?
Yes, right.
So at any rate, he's like, okay, no problem. So now we not only have the pug sleeping in the bed with Gavin, we have secrets from the family. This is all going swimmingly, right?
Yes.
So Tuesday night, no problem again. Everything was great. He stayed asleep Tuesday into Wednesday. When I
You mean
got her,
she stayed asleep?
She stayed, Gavin stayed asleep Tuesday into Wednesday when I got her up again about 4:10 to go outside. This time she was still up top, so I was able to get her out, no problem, and Gavin stayed sleeping. Well, then we come to last night. Oh my God. You thought you had the streak going and everything was great. Well, again, we went, no problem. The process was going. Lydia's down. I get Gavin down. This time, Ginger is face to face with Gavin. They're like right next to each other. It was the cutest thing. I didn't dare take a picture this time, though, because I'm like, although this is the cutest picture, both of them will wake up because they're right there. So at any rate, they're asleep. Okay. I was exhausted. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the dog. Maybe it was 3 nights of gymnastics and all that. I'm just like, I was exhausted too. So 9 o'clock, I'm in bed. All of a sudden, 1 o'clock in the morning, Dad, yes. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. And Ginger won't sleep. And I get wham right in the face, the dog face, right? I'm like, oh my God. So now in my brain, what's going on? I got to get this dog out. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, right? So I take the dog. I'm like, all right, you know what, Gavin? I said, just crawl into bed, and
Sure.
it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Lydia's already found her way to my bed. Now Gavin's in there. I'm
course.
like, whatever. It's a king size. We're all good, no problem. So 1 o'clock in the morning, Ginger goes out. Ginger does a pee. We're good. This is great. I go back in, and I brought Ginger with me. And I'm like, okay, we're going to try this now as the whole group is, there. So Ginger goes to sleep. All of a sudden, I feel this huge tug on the blankets. And I'm like, and I'm half out again. And I'm like, what are these two kids doing to each other?
Right.
And next thing I feel is this, whoosh, and I'm like, what was that? And then Gavin's up and leaving the room, and he goes, Lydia just kicked me in the balls. And I'm like, okay, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Dad has gotten to the point. I'm like, will you two just go to sleep? Lydia, do not kick your brother in the balls. Gavin,
Was she even awake though?
I don't even know if she was fully awake. I'm like, Gavin, you go to your room. And that was that.
That's the problem with kids in the bed because they're always doing acrobatics, even in their sleep. You're never going to get, I feel like, a really good night's sleep.
Well, and it's not all the time that it happens, but I'm like, whatever. It's 1 a.m. I'm getting 3 more hours out of this. It's just go ahead. So anyway, Gavin went back to his bed. In the meantime, Ginger had fallen asleep in my bed. So now I've got the dog, and but it is working.
Yeah.
With the dog in the bed. Shockingly, it's working. Now, I'm going to try it again tonight with Gavin. Hopefully, we don't get a 1 o'clock wake-up call.
Okay.
Because that pattern, I'm like, ooh, can we not do that? I'd like to go unbroken sleep, maybe from 9 or 10 at night,
Right. Well, so I'm glad that the kids don't sleep with you every night because my next thing was, what about when 6059 spends the night if they ever do?
Well, maybe that shouldn't happen with the kids for a while, you know?
Right. And but I was thinking, if the kids are if they're always crawling in bed with you, it's like, oh, Scott's going to have to start locking the door.
I was going to say, if anything goes to that level and, grows to that point, there's a lock on the door.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
for sure.
there's a lock on the door to a certain point. The door, I think any parent can state this fact. The door only gets locked during the deed. because if there is something that the kid needs to get to you,
Yes.
you got to be able to have the door unlocked. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, I remember having this conversation probably 12, 13, 14 years ago on the show because I was like, yeah, lock the door. But all these parents called in and said, no, you cannot lock the door.
right.
I
Only
don't-
during the act,
I honestly,
which means the door is locked for about 3 minutes.
is that it? That's it?
Oh,
3
stop.
minutes?
It's just, I'm kidding.
So when it comes to my parents,
Hey, for some women, that's all it takes. Look at
not that I want to think about my parents, but we didn't go in their room that often.
Right.
We weren't allowed to go in their room. We were that house where it's like you either were allowed to go in your parents' room or you were not allowed to go in your parents' room. We were not allowed to go in there that often. So
And didn't you always wonder what was behind those doors?
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
My parents always said that they were talking.
Sure they were.
Yes, exactly. But
I don't want to know the words they were saying to each other.
now they did have a bathroom.
Although religious people, I bet oh God got talked about a few times.
Yuck. They did have a bathroom in their bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a lot of times so down in our main floor, we had like a half bath
Mm-hmm.
and then they had their bedroom and a bath attached to there. If somebody was in the half bath, we were allowed to go in there and go to the bathroom and everything.
Right.
That actually, the bathroom was more allowed than their bedroom.
Did you ever feel weird using that bathroom? Like it was a weird feeling?
No, that was the one thing that
It was like, no, give me a bathroom. I
No,
will make sure it knows who's boss.
The only thing that I didn't like is that it has those clear doors. And I hate those clear doors because when I'm like washing my crotch or whatever.
Oh, in
I
the
don't-
shower.
Yes. I hate those.
No,
My-
that's a sign of a ritzy bathroom. The clear doors,
Yes.
the ones that are the all sort of foggy, like you look like some sort of distorted figure in there. Those are the cheap Walmart doors.
Right. Those were the ones that were in the trailers growing up.
Yes.
I think my friend Tina had one of those. Anyway, so
But Tina's thrilled you just blew up. She grew up in a trailer.
growing up, well, I had a handful of friends that did.
No.
So growing up, she was just one of them. I think she's the one with those doors. So oh shoot, now I lost my
Now it
track.
actually
Oh,
works. What'd you do today, Allie? Oh, hung around the trailer park again.
Yeah, no. My friends would always say that my parents had the porn shower, and I
Yes.
always was disgusted by that.
Yes.
But then when I was taking a shower in there, it was kind of one of the we were definitely the naked house. So my mom was always naked.
Oh God.
And me and my mom, we had no problem, if I was showering or she was showering, us walking in.
Is it not surprising you couldn't go in their bedroom, but you all walked around naked?
I know, but the bedroom was like, that's their
Different naked.
right. So anyway, so it didn't bother me if my mom came in while I was taking a shower or if vice versa. But the thing is, when you're washing your butthole, it looks weird, right? You're like,
Sure.
getting at it. So that's the thing I hate about those is even now, I don't want my significant other to see me wash my butthole.
I know it's the intimate part of it that it's like you don't want to ruin the I'm not going to say mystery, but
Right.
you don't want to I mean, we all know you got to clean your butthole. you know?
Exactly, but I don't want to watch you do it. It's the
Right.
most awkward looking thing. You like lift your leg up.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Shove that washcloth.
I know the
back
process
there,
well,
right?
yes.
Sometimes you give it a couple extra like grinds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's why I hate those. One of my girlfriends, she just got her bathroom redone by your friend Bo, actually.
Oh, God, Bo Leonard, gotta love him. He did my kitchen, my deck. He's going to do your bathroom.
Yes, he's supposed to send me that estimate.
What is it? Leonard's Building and Remodeling? Ding, ding, ding.
I don't even know.
Or remodeling and building?
I don't even know because he came over. He texted me last night and said, I forgot to send you the estimate. And then I realized I don't have your email address because we did some communicating through you and then through text message. So we actually never did it in a very formal way. So I said to him, no problem. Here's my email address. Anyway, Sarah got the new porn shower. She got and I'm like, do you really want your boyfriend to see you clean your butthole? Like nobody wants to watch somebody else clean their butthole.
No, but there's still something very rich feeling about those clear doors. I can't figure it out, except for the one under 1 minute it takes to wipe your butthole out. And if you're spending more
But
than a minute,
that's the minute that somebody's going to walk in.
of course it is. Of
So
course it is.
I don't want to be in that position.
Well, I had originally asked you, did you feel weird using your parents' bathroom in their bedroom because it was something you never used? It was almost like using a stranger's bathroom.
Right.
And I had the same thing. So my parents, they had a bathroom, which when I was younger, off the bedroom, that is, when I was younger, I always thought was bigger than it was. And then as my parents, after my dad passed away, I didn't really use it much when they were alive. I had no reason to.
Right.
Because there were 3 bathrooms in the house, one half downstairs, so that you could just do your business there. The main bathroom in the hallway, which was mine, it had a bathtub, a shower, sink, and all the toilet, the whole thing. And then theirs had the sink, the toilet, and the shower only, but had those, distorty glass doors, whatever the hell they call them.
Trailer park doors.
And I always felt weird. Yeah, the trailer park doors. I always felt weird going into that bathroom like I was in a different house. Because I never used it. It was like, ooh, this is going to be like pooping in somebody totally different's house, which is always, you got to rev up the ability to, drop the kids, if you will.
Then I don't know if I'd be able to comfortably poop then.
Well, I can't say it was comfortable. And then there was one time
Then why were you pooping in there then?
Well, I don't remember why I had to
Probably
poop
your
in there.
brothers had the other ones, Occupado.
No, because my brothers didn't live in that house. It was just me.
You were like, I just want to get a little sneak poop out.
I don't remember what it was.
I want to feel different.
Maybe they were doing some remodeling in my bathroom, because I also remember showering only a couple times in that bathroom. And I'm like, this is just all weird to me.
Do you want to know what's so here's something really weird. And I get reminded of this every single time I go to my parents' house, and I'm going to be going there in a couple weeks for Christmas vacation, is my parents are so proud of their bath and shower situations. And now that I say what I'm about to say out loud, I think will sound so weird to everyone else. No, we don't shower together.
Just walk around the house naked.
But my dad is always like, "Oh, you got to use our shower. We got a good shower. They renovated their bathroom recently.
You're right.
So, oh my gosh, we got this great water pressure, and we got this. Then they got a new tub. Oh my gosh, wait till you try the tub. You got to try the tub. And I don't know why. And now it sounds so weird. Like my parents are always like, "Oh, wait till you use our shower when you get home. It's going to be so glorious." It's like, here's another thing. I'm telling you, this sounds so weird coming out of my mouth, but I do this. So I will go home, and for some reason, that is when I nap, going home to Cleveland, that is. And I nap the best on vacation, of course. You're
Sure.
like, what else are you going to do, right? I'm like visiting my parents. I'm waking up, eating breakfast, like might have coffee with a friend, come home, watch an Elf, napping, right? Well, my parents are big on no napping on the couch. They don't like it. So they're always like, go to bed. And I was like, no, I'm napping here. I'm watching Elf.
Right. It's if you go to bed, it's not a nap.
But it's right. And so there have been times, it's usually every Christmas, my parents would be like, oh, go nap in our bed.
Oh my God.
So because they're always like, we have the best bed.
Now you can get into their bedroom.
It's like the weirdest thing. So I will always nap in their bedroom.
Oh my God.
When I'm on Christmas vacation.
It is so weird. So weird.
Like, you would never
do you
know.
get like woken up if you fall asleep, or if Zach fell asleep on the couch for a little nappy time? Do you get the old shake like, hey, this is not a nap room?
Yes. And then
Get out of here.
They're like, go in our bedroom. We got the best bed.
Oh my
parents,
God.
they love to have the best of everything, right? So like my parents, believe me, they got some money.
Well, they worked for it.
They did. They worked very hard for it. So they have a little money, so they like the best. So yeah, we got the best mattress. I've even, and this is where it just gets even weirder, I've even napped with my mother. So
This is bizarre.
So my mom's on one side.
And you're on the other.
Junior's in the middle. And
Oh, my
then I'm
God.
on the other side.
I mean, is Junior allowed to nap on the couch?
Junior is allowed to do whatever he wants.
Of course he is.
So, look at this. Precious.
This pug has been asleep for 25 minutes on you.
Oh my goodness.
And now
then she's
we're going right back to sleep.
Yes.
She just woke up for like a minute.
I don't think you need to take this pug home. This pug can come.
I knew it was going to happen. And by the way, Fritz and Junior are going to hate you when you get home
Oh,
today.
I know. I wonder. Now, one of these days, not right now.
Yeah.
Junior would not care about your dog. Fritz, our puppy.
Yeah.
He's a year and a half. I'm curious to see if he would be like, what is that small thing?
Right.
Or I don't know. I don't know what he would do.
It's interesting because I think of the two of your dogs, I think Ginger at this age would get along better with Junior. She'd at first want to be like, pounce around him a little bit, but then she kind of runs out of gas, and,
Right.
and Junior's been out of gas for about 8 years.
She just wants to snuggle.
Right. So I'm almost wondering if that would work. I mean, Junior would probably set his territory like, but Fritz, though, that would be interesting. We'd have to see what would happen. We'll see.
Anyway, can we go back to the napping thing?
Yes.
Just can you imagine Lydia?
Because I'm exhausted looking at my dog sleeping in your neck. Like I'm thinking to myself about asking, can I take a nap in your neck?
Well, we can.
You clearly must be comfortable.
It's the tatas. Now
That's inappropriate to ask, even on the Not for Air podcast.
we can wrap up with this then. Can you imagine Lydia being 40 years old? Because I'm 40, right?
Sure.
Lydia being 40 years old.
And her old man still doing a radio show.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes. And just goes and naps in your bed? No. I know.
No.
Why would
Now,
I nap?
specifically next to your mom. Well, not your
know.
mom. That would be even weirder yet if she was napping next to your mom. Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm getting kisses.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, she's taking a nap, so if we don't get her out for a pee soon,
Oh, yeah.
I'd
all
hate
right.
to see that you get the wet tatas.
Oh, yeah. We'll get you out for a walk. Wait. Oh, my goodness.
You get a feeling
Okay.
that she's going to end up being a mascot around here a lot.
Oh, yes. Oh, especially because I don't even think that she would interrupt the show. And I don't mean to say that rudely, but my dog has come in the show and he barks sometimes and it's annoying.
Is she now laying on you like a baby?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
This is...
And then where Fritz, our other puppy, he's too much energy. I could never bring him to the show. But
Well, you'd be chasing him around the building the whole time.
exactly where she would I'll just sleep here for the show.
Yeah, pretty much.
At first, when she got here, she was definitely curious and she was climbing on my keyboard. And then you told me to put her down. So I did. So she was exploring.
And she walked right across my entire control board and keyboard.
Yes. No, I mean like out in our office area. You told me to put her
Oh.
down. So I did. And she was, exploring with other people in the building. But I think you're right. I think that she would just nap during the whole show.
I got to tell you, I wonder if, too, this is a taste of her overall demeanor.
I hope so.
Me, too. I mean, I
I
expect...
love a good lazy dog.
Right, yeah, I know, right? Well, I mean, I know she's going to go through a lot of puppy phase, and there's going to be different energy levels that come out for periods of time till, a couple years until they get past the puppy phase. But I'm okay if she's like, I'll go say hi to everybody, but then I'm just going to come down and chill out. TJ, our coworker, has the best dog, Bella, who I remember Bella's a French bulldog, and she was young when she came in, and when she first started coming around, she has a great energy. She wanted to go say hi to everybody, and she went to specific people she knew very well, like you, and things like that.
She knows her Aunt Allie.
But then she never was an annoyance. Like she would sometimes come down the hall and take a look and then run back and just go in TJ's studio.
Another lazy dog. That breed is lazy.
Yeah.
They're great. They sleep, they snore.
Listen, if there were 25 hours in a day, pugs would use it all for sleep except for 30 minutes to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what do you even feed her? She's so small.
She gets a quarter cup of food, and I almost feel like...
That
am I
might be too much.
Am I starving this dog? Twice a day. She gets one in the morning, one in the afternoon. So...
No, that seems a lot because
no.
Junior gets a third of a cup twice a day.
a third of a cup.
Yeah.
Well, she eats it all.
Okay.
I mean,
you're the fattest baby pug.
it doesn't seem like she eats like it's overeating.
It's gonna be a fug. Fat pug.
Fug. On that note,
Fuck you.
fuck you too. So on that note, I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Travel safely if you are. I will be
Traveling.
I'll be driving either Wednesday or Tuesday after the show or Wednesday. I have yet to decide yet because if I do it Tuesday, it would beat a lot of the traffic because Wednesday is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm considering leaving the show on Tuesday, popping the kids out. maybe around just before noon, puts me in Harrisonburg, Virginia for a kid exchange. They're going to go visit with their grandparents.
Okay.
For the
Holiday.
The holiday.
Yes. Thanksgiving is what it's called.
It would be yes. No, I'm putting it all together. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm just thinking. Let's see.
I would go Tuesday. I would absolutely go Tuesday. Wednesday is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Well, listen, on that note, everybody travel safe. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Cannot believe when we do the next podcast, we will be past Thanksgiving. This is insane to me.
Yeah. Oh, I know. We're in the final stretch of the year.
Oh, wow. Well, here's hoping 2024 is better. That's all I can say.
Well, it's not the last show of the year.
This was all personal. Don't take anything more than that. But we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Well, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? That was fun. Do us a favor, will you? Subscribe. Share the Scott and Alley Not for Air podcast. Touch our buttons. We know you want to.